Excellency Ambassador Dr. Deepak Mittal, my dear friend Mr. Siddharth Balachandran, wonderful Board of Governors, titans of the community, Mr. Vashu Shroff, so many people here. It's a pleasure to be here. Actually, I thought I'll go out on a limb and defy Sahitya Chaturvedi ji. I know it's a big risk to take. So he sent me a note, or maybe through my office sent a note, Man ki baat mat boliye. Talk about India-UAE relations, talk about the diaspora, talk about what IBPC can do. I actually thought I should probably be doing that, but the very last thought that I had that I should talk about diaspora or community or about the relationship with that succinct, wonderful speech by Mr. Sunil Sinha, I'm not going to do that. But two things, or a couple of things that I thought I will tell is how do I describe the diaspora in UAE? There's some way to describe them. Two things come to my mind, and you mentioned just now about the national anthem going off and everybody singing here. But the better representation of the Indian diaspora in UAE and the manner in which they serve as a living bridge between the two countries came to me when I was attending an event organized by a community at some place, and there were school kids who were lined up to sing the national anthem of both the countries. Lo and behold, the sound system went off and the Indian kids sang the UAE national anthem. Such a touching moment, such a beautiful moment. I thought nothing else can capture the strength of Indian diaspora here, because it is not just about the past, because it is about the future also. And these are kids who will be the future of this partnership, and the manner and the clarity and the language clarity, it's in Arabic obviously, the clarity with which they sang, I think I've never heard any better version of UAE national anthem than that singing. So that is one very lasting impression of the strength of Indian diaspora here. The 250,000 kids who are going to be the future of this relationship, they define the partnership between India and UAE. But whenever I take stage, I love numbers. You said numbers don't define this relationship. So again, you killed my motivation to talk about numbers. So okay, if I don't have to talk about numbers, which I'm sure many of you already know that the kind of numbers that I speak when I take the stage. I thought when I was waiting for Ambassador before we came down, I thought why not note down the updates that has happened in the relationship since I last met you. I think the last interaction was when the previous ambassador left. That was our public event. And today we are welcoming Ambassador Dr. Deepak Mittal. So I thought, have we done something in this past couple of months that I can tell the community? And here, lot of things. And this is just from memory. This is just from memory. And when I start writing it down, it actually captured different aspects of the relationship. Political aspects, economic engagements, diaspora aspects, of course trade, education aspects. So even within a 3-month period, random 3-month period, and when I from my memory start jotting down things, I'm able to come to put up elements, important elements, and I'm sure I have missed a lot of them, which have elements covering the breadth of the relationship. It's not just one aspect, it's not just trade numbers, it is not just the diaspora increases. So I will just say a few things. In the last couple of months, we had the privilege of welcoming two very important chief ministers, of which we had the privilege of IBPC hosting and interacting with I think a couple of them. We had the CM of Kerala coming in, we had the CM of Andhra Pradesh coming in, of course resulting in robust ministerial business level engagements that had happened. we had a very strong participation of India at the Dubai Air Show. Despite the unfortunate loss of a brave heart, the Indian participation in Dubai Air Show was so important and demonstrated the strength of India's capabilities, particularly in terms of the defense and space startups. In fact, one of the Indian startups won an award at the Dubai Air Show, and we had the Minister of State for Defense who had participated. GITEX has always been an important platform showcasing India's capabilities in the technology sector. GITEX and Expand North Star had a very strong, India was the largest participant in GITEX, and India had the largest participants in Expand North Star, having almost 600 companies and startups and individuals participating in this forum. But most importantly, on the sidelines of GITEX and North Star, we had His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum meeting 40 Indian unicorns on a separate engagement. So that reflected, and I think India was the only country whose startup entities, unicorns that he had met, again reflects the trust and importance that UAE places on our technological capabilities. I'm sure you would have seen the news coverage about our Honorable External Affairs Minister visiting UAE and having the 15th Joint Commission meeting between the two foreign ministers and the 6th strategic dialogue that happened in Abu Dhabi. The most important element of that engagement for me, despite the wide discussions that happened about every aspect of the relationship, was the participation of almost 9 ministerial level participation on the UAE side, right from culture, health, human resource development, trade, investments, energy, defense. So UAE ministers from all these ministries were participating on the UAE side. Trade, again, I will go back to numbers. Trade between April and October has shown a 12% increase. We already know that trade as of March 2025 had reached breached $100 billion mark. But the 12% growth means that we are well on our path to reach $110 billion of bilateral trade by March 2026. And the good part about this is that non-oil trade will become a very important component, though oil trade will still be a very important number, clocking about $35 billion. Non-oil trade will be about $75 billion out of this expected to be $110 billion by March 2026. During the HLTFI, which happened in September, the two ministers, the trade ministers, had a discussion where they sort of explored the possibility of having, we know that the non-oil trade target for 2030 is $100 billion. But the two ministers set another difficult or another challenging task where they said that let's not just look at non-oil, let us look at non-oil, non-precious metal trade of $100 billion, which is a very important milestone to achieve, because today oil and gems and jewelry are the two biggest components and they constitute almost 70 of this 100. If we have to push that remaining $30 billion to $100 billion is going to be a daunting task. And I look at the titans of the industry and the community here to play an important role if we are to achieve that target of $100 billion of non-oil and non-precious metal trade by 2030. From a diaspora perspective, we had the Joint Committee on Consular Affairs meeting in November. This is a very important platform where the two countries discuss all issues related to the diaspora, which is an important aspect of our relationship. So that was a very forward-looking, very positive engagement, which also fed into the Joint Commission meeting that we had. Again, we see a lot of interest, lot of appreciation, if I can say, of the UAE side, which was communicated to us about Indian diaspora's contribution to building UAE during these meetings, both in the JCCA as well as the JCM meeting. We know that CBSE has opened its office in Dubai. We have almost completed 1 year, completed more than a year in fact. And for the first time ever, we had what is called as the Sahodaya Conference, a conference on capacity building, upskilling, brainstorming of new technologies, new developments in the education field, which CBSE conducts in partnership with schools in India. The Sahodaya Conference for the first time ever happened in Dubai, which brought CBSE schools not just from India but across the region to come to Dubai, and that happened in early November as soon as our ambassador had joined. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it because he had just joined. That also reflected the strength of Indian education system, and we had the presence of regulators of not just Dubai. We had the regulators of ADEC from Abu Dhabi, from SPIA from Sharjah, you would be interested in knowing this, and also from Oman, from Saudi Arabia. I don't think they made it, but Oman, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, the regulators of schools of all these countries had come, and everyone was appreciating the strength of CBSE system. So that again was a moment of pride for all of us. We had I don't know whether you paid attention, we had something called as the Asia Pacific Cities Summit, which was hosted by Dubai in Expo City in October. We had a very strong participation of 12 mayors of mid-level cities from India participating, again learning from the experience of Asia Pacific cities, but also contributing a lot. And this was the feedback that we got from the Dubai Expo City, that small Indian cities, the kind of vibrancy that is seen in enhancing urban management systems in India, again, that was a good reflection of the kind of economic growth and development happening in small cities in India that had happened in October. So just as you can see, in a random 2.5, 3 month period, and this is something which I had jotted down in a 5-minute period. This is the kind of things that happen between India and UAE, particularly in Dubai, that reflects the kind of possibilities that exist between the two countries. Before I conclude, I just have to acknowledge, Ambassador was asking me, so what does IBPC do? I said they do everything that the relationship needs. So I think my shout out and my gratitude to the IBPC team, the wonderful leadership, mentorship of Chairman Emeritus Mr. Satish Kumar, who has done this for the past 6 years and who is guiding the new team, and my appreciation for showing that intent in increasing the membership, bringing more members of the community, both individuals and corporates, and we need IBPC to be strong and robust, and we see that happening under your leadership, Mr. Siddharth Balachandran, and the current Board of Governors. We are very happy with the kind of work and the partnership that is happening between Consulate particularly and between India and the IBPC Dubai. When I say India, I include Embassy. Whenever we need something, whenever we need to plan economic engagements for our visiting delegations, to give ideas, we always look up to you and you always deliver. So a wonderful team of IBPC, so a gratitude to you. So you're doing well, you just need to continue doing what you are doing right now. One last word, if you ask me, and this I keep telling everywhere, I personally feel, after having served in a few countries and seeing the way geopolitics happens and seeing how India-UAE relationship is an antithesis to the global negative trend on trade partnerships, India-UAE defies that sentiment, negative sentiment globally, and shows what a good CEPA or trading agreement can deliver to the people of two countries. So I always keep telling in several forums that India-UAE relationship is going to be the most consequential bilateral relationship of this century. And one measure, one indicator of that for me, if I have to close my speech, is the appointment of our ambassador today. He is a person who comes directly with a mandate given by the Honorable Prime Minister. He was a Joint Secretary in Prime Minister's office. For me, if Honorable Prime Minister thinks that my person should go to India-UAE relationship, I rest my case. Thank you very much.